Welcome back to the John Graves Propane pregame show. I'm here with the head coach of the Coconino Panthers, Gary Cook. And coach, first off, just a few days before game day, how are things looking, and what have you been keying in on as we get closer?
Well, we're opening up with one of the very top programs in the state. They were number one in the state last year, lost in the semifinals. They're ranked number 2 right now, so we have a huge opening game against a quality opponent. And we've got a good football team. It's just, a matter of exactly how early we get it all together. But, we've been working for a huge game, so that's been the challenge all along.
And that was my next question, actually. Snowflake's had a lot of success since they've come up to 4A. What do you make of the matchup?
Well, they're very well coached football. They do have a new coach, but it's their offensive coordinator. So nothing's really particularly changed for them. The staff pretty much stayed intact. They're just one of those programs that every year they don't, they reload. They reload every year. So, you have to be prepared to play really good football. And, for us, I think it's a great opportunity. You don't have to win the game to have a great season, but if you do win the game, it's a huge plus for what our goals are for the year. So.
And now talk about your team. Now, what is your team looking like this year in terms of returning starters and newcomers?
I think we've got a real mix this year of returning guys with guys that I think are going to be very, very good, but their time is just arriving, so people don't really know about them. We've got a really nice mix of that. Some of those guys, the question is how well they're going to play right away. Is their moment going to come now? Are they going to realize what they're capable of? And if they do, then we're going to be better early on. And if not, it's going to be a little bit later down the road. So,
what stood out to you about this bunch compared to maybe some of your past teams?
I'll tell you what. The first year I was here was one of the closest knit teams that I've had. That was 2 years ago. This team kind of reminds me a lot of that. I think we have a great vibe going on. We go to Camp Colton for a retreat before the season every year. Tremendously positive situation there, vibe there, and this is a good group in that respect. One of the better groups I've coached in a long time. So.
What's it going to take to make not only make another playoff appearance this year, but make a deep run into the tournament?
Well, this is something we talk about all the time, and I've showed the guys film. I showed the guys a film we call The Fine Line. Last year we were 6-4. Every loss was to a playoff team. We were about 8 plays away from being 8-2, 9-1. And in every case, what it came down to was mental errors at crucial times. 3 of those in the last minute of the game in 4 losses. Now, for us, because the competition was so high, they were all playoff teams. We made the playoffs anyway. But we talk about, hey, mental discipline in key situations is the difference between whether we're going to be just a playoff team, which we expect to be, or are we going to be able to make a run, but more importantly, get a higher seed. Our ultimate goal is to get a home playoff game here at Coconino, which we think would be a huge advantage for us. In November, they got to come up the hill instead of us going down there and into the thin air. But that's the ultimate goal. And the key, again, is mental discipline at key moments. Because last year there were 3 games in the last minute that the game got decided, and again, could have been a 9-1 season last year. Instead, it was 6-4. Good year. Could have been something different. We got to eliminate those errors at crucial times. That's the key right there.
Coach, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck Friday at Snowflake.
Thank you very much.